Today on the Outdoor Notebook, we have a special guest, Joseph Meyer, is in the studio. He's the owner of One More Cast Fly Shop in Countryside, Illinois. More than just a retailer, Joseph is a fly fishing educator, giving many fly casting and fly tying clinics each year. He's a member of the demonstration fly tyer for the Northern Illinois Fly Tyers, the DuPage River Fly Tyers, and Chicago Fly Fishers. Is a board member of the Trout Unlimited, as well as member of the Illinois Smallmouth Alliance. He's taught for both Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America and Becoming an Outdoors Woman, and now is a certified casting instructor with the Federation of Fly Fishers. And he offers casting lessons on an individual basis as well as in a clinic setting. Today, he's going to be here on the radio station. Welcome, Joseph.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Thank you, Heather. Bob Maciulis is not here today. I got a phone call from him asking me to sit in, which I'm happy to do as long as I have the brilliant woman child Heather here with me. Bit of advice, Heather, I have a face for radio, you have a face for television, more television.
Oh, thank you.
Don't know what Bob is up to today. He wasn't real clear. His health is great, and he was in fine spirits when he asked me to fill in, and I think it's more than just a minor coincidence that President Obama is on vacation this week, the same day that Bob asked me to fill in on his show. And there might have been a couple of limousines and a couple of cases of Lithuanian beer and some black helicopters, and they may be out at Mazonia doing some fishing. So if you see black helicopters out there, if you're out in that neighborhood, might be Bob and the president. There are three big entities to Bob's publishing empire that he wanted me not to mess up today. Bob's Outdoor Notebook column is Greater Chicagoland's longest-running weekly outdoors column that he writes. He's been published continuously since 1976, now in the Joliet Herald News and the Aurora Beacon, Elgin Courier, and the Lake County News Sun. His Outdoor Notebook magazine is in its 30th year as Greater Chicagoland's most widely read regional outdoors monthly, and it is still free. You can pick it up at all the sporting goods retailers, the small shops like mine. Again, it's free. Bob has been very kind over the years to publish a bit of my work, and it's a lot of fun to read. The third arm is what we're listening to now, the Outdoor Notebook Radio Show, which is this market's longest-running weekly outdoors radio program, celebrating its 29th season of continuous broadcasting on WJOL 1340 here in Joliet. You can go to OutdoorNotebookMagazine.com. That's the new entity, OutdoorNotebookMagazine.com. That's the website for all three of Bob's arms of his publishing empire. Take a look around. There are archives of articles of his. There are opportunities to listen to past radio shows. The website is a work in progress. Scroll around. You'll find some things that are missing, not yet up. Drop Bob a line and let him know what you like about the website. Speaking of websites, my website is onemorecast.com. I own One More Cast. I'm on the other end of Joliet Road. I'm in Countryside, and I've had that shop. We've been in existence since 1977. I've had the shop for coming on 9 years. I took possession of that store September 11th, 2001, that day that two planes flew into towers in New York. So my first year was kind of rough, but we've been doing well and kind of happy that I'm not swinging a shovel in this heat, that I'm sitting in the air conditioning and tying flies. The Outdoor Notebook Radio Show is live streamed on WJOL.com, so you can listen at your desk, just like the lovely Donna is out in Naperville. Her husband PJ is not listening today. He's up in Wisconsin doing some guiding. He's going to have a tough day. Big bright skies, guiding in the middle of the day. Trout don't have eyelids, so they're not happy being out in the sunshine. Be much happier running mouse patterns at night. Beautiful Teresa is in Caldwell listening, and my mother Janet is in Kenosha listening on her computer. Not only did my mother teach me to cook, my mother also taught me how to fish, and eternally grateful. My best trip last year, in terms of the fun quotient, was a float trip I took on the St. Joe River in Indiana with my mom, and getting a chance to fish with her was pretty cool. Pardon me. Speaking of Kenosha, I had a friend call me and ask me to fish Kenosha Harbor. We put our pontoon boats in. I've got a 9-foot inflatable pontoon boat, and as I'm getting it inflated and shoving off, I think, at this moment, I am the smallest boat on Lake Michigan at 9 feet. We're right in front of the Coast Guard station, and I said to my friend, I have no numbers on my boat. This thing, it really isn't registered. I've got a PFD, so that part's good, but I don't have any of the registration or numbers or anything, and we're right in front of the Coast Guard station. He said, don't worry. We've caught fish here before. We'll be fine. They'll leave us alone. So 2 oar strokes away from shore, and here comes a big, rigid hull Zodiac powered by twin 240s with 2 coasties, and they come roaring up next to me. And I thought, oh boy, this is jail. I can just read it in the Beacon News that suburban fly shop owner arrested for fishing in front of the Coast Guard station. And apparently it was the day the tall ships were coming into Kenosha Harbor. And he asked us where we were fishing, and I said, well, around here, and pointed up north. And he said, well, you can row up to that piling up on the north and that piling over on the east, but no further. These tall ships are going to come in. Pardon me. These tall ships are going to come in. They'll drop sail. They'll be under power. They've got to swing around their big turning basin, and we do not want you in their way. Okay. So we're fishing around, and I swing the bow around so I'm facing towards the Coast Guard station. My back is towards the entrance to the harbor. And I didn't notice that there was a tall ship moored at the entrance to the harbor. And as every ship came in, they would drop sails. And the ship moored at the harbor, as a salute to honor the incoming tall ship, would fire a cannon. Well, the last thing that's going through your mind when you're fishing and you're up to your waist in water, floating in a 9-foot pontoon boat over 40 feet of water, is to hear a cannon go off behind you, which the first time that happened caused me to check the breathability factor of my waders. We swung around and realized what was going on. And ship after ship came in, churning up the water. These are 90-foot ships, and I'm in a 9-foot boat. We figured, well, the fishing is gone to pot with the cannons and the ships coming around, but we're sitting in Kenosha Harbor. We've got the best view of the tall ships coming in. So it was kind of a fun day. Then a motorboat came up with Lake County, Wisconsin Shore Patrol, and they said, we have a helicopter coming in doing low-altitude maneuvers, and they're going to be operating right where you are sitting right now, so you need to get out. And let me tell you, there is no way that a Coast Guard helicopter is ever going to sneak up on you, because as soon as it came over the apartment building where my mother lives, the screaming of this engine was phenomenal. We rowed back, and suddenly there were frogmen entering the water just exactly where we were fishing. So I've got to get up to Kenosha Harbor one day and fish when it's a little quieter. Thank you for joining us here on WJOL 1340 AM, Will County's news, sports, talk, and me. Again, my name is Joseph Meyer, filling in for Bob Maciulis, and we're going to go out to the Fox River here in a minute and go find my friend John Loeback, who is probably up to his liver in river planting water willows. Do we have John? Good morning.